Lady T's Elegant Creations, where everything is handcrafted with love. We specialize in personal and custom made baskets, bracelets, candles, and more. So when you're looking for that perfect gift or just need a custom arrangement, don't hesitate to contact Lady T's Elegant Creations, where everything is handcrafted with love.
For more information, please call 609 531 1756.
All right, welcome back to Let's Get It. Once again, I'm your host, Randy Duncan, and we are here and back in our second segment of the show. After a great first segment, we were discussing a lot about the Eagles, a lot about the coronavirus, and to just kind of push forward, I want to get into a little bit about one of my favorite sports. I know you guys love it too, college basketball. And college basketball has been underway this week with a lot of the opening tournaments, which I'm a huge fan of. I know, like for instance, what I love about the tournaments is you get a lot of these smaller schools that get matchups against big schools that they not normally get, and you always get the um, upset. Like this week, I saw like University of San Francisco, beat University of Virginia, who was ranked fourth in the country, and for them, that's an opportunity that they just may not ever have gotten. And it's interesting though because even within a lot of the different tournaments that have gone on, and with all the other sports taking place, the discussion has been how does college basketball look at what's going on and make plans. And joining us now, actually on the line, we have Coach Shane Cleveland, who is the coach out at Earlham College, which is a Division III school. Coach, thanks for joining us.
How we doing tonight?
Doing well, doing well. Once again, thanks a lot for joining us. And you're a coach out at Division III school, Earlham College. How long have you been coaching out there?
I'm actually in my second year out here in Richmond, Indiana.
Okay. All right. So I know that with things you're Division III, and like I know all the divisions are different. But how has the coronavirus impacted the start of your season, the protocols, and well, what is in place to kind of maintain the safety of your athletes and of the other athletes involved?
Yeah, so obviously, first things first, the fear of coronavirus was legit when it first happened. I was there when the spring sports got canceled, and so baseball got cut short and all that, and nobody quite knew what was going to happen with the rest of the stuff. And then we come back, and the fall sports got pushed back to spring, and basketball being a winter sport, there wasn't quite a lot of specifics on what would happen, but when we did figure it out, our season started on time as far as when we could start the official NCAA season. However, our games got pushed back all the way back to January. We got 14.
Wow, wow. And what's your thoughts? Like, do you think if I'm gonna give you a question to you, obviously you're the coach in your situation. If you had an ideal situation right now, what would all the different levels of collegiate sports be doing to maintain the safety and ultimately be able to have a successful season? I know, for example, the idea of having like a Bubbleville for different conference tournaments. Do you think that maybe conferences should kind of play more games amongst themselves, kind of keep things a little more closer? What are your thoughts?
I'm not going to give all the very dark secrets that I wish would happen just because you never know who hears things. But I do think the way that things have gone about for the majority of what's happened has been right. Players originally, there was a big debate on who's liable if someone gets COVID. Is it the school or is it the NCAA? And the NCAA last year, obviously, they missed out on one of their biggest financial pieces in March Madness.
We all missed March Madness, yeah.
Oh, everybody did. I'll get to that later, but just so you know, Kentucky lost today.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, Richmond.
But anyway,
Kentucky, the basketball team?
Yeah, Richmond, University of
Kentucky is
Richmond.
number 8
Wow.
lost to Richmond.
By like 14, 15, like pretty handily.
Hey, yo, ain't my man there?
Camden?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 3 fouls.
He started?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, wait, listen. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Pardon me, Shane.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the whole debate was like who's liable and whatnot. So then the NCAA required each school had to give their players an opt-in, opt-out. And you guys have seen it a lot now with Division One football. A lot of teams, LSU players, they're opting out. So their season's over. They're not going to make the championship, stuff like that. But at the Division Three level, everybody had to opt in, opt out a couple of months ago prior to the season, so they didn't lose any eligibility. So we ended up having two guys that were on the roster. They both opted out. One was a fifth-year senior. One was going to be a junior. And they were too afraid of all the health concerns that everybody was talking about. But other than that, if you opted in, it basically was saying, it is what it is. I want to play as many games as I can. I understand the risk and all that. So I think that was a good step that the NCAA and schools decided to take. And then on top of that, the NCAA did give out a blanket waiver, so everybody will get an extra year back, which normally under normal circumstances, if you play over 13 games, you use a year of eligibility. But they blanket waivered all of that this year.
So you could play and still get that waiver?
Yeah, you could play up to 20 games or more this year and still play next year. What I'm understanding.
Now, if let me ask you a question, just real quick. If you opt in, can you still kind of decide, like, nah, you know what? Like, say you opt in and you see like the transmission rate of the virus is kind of like not peaking. It's still kind of like steady and kind of going down. But then you see an uptick in the transmission of the cases, whatever. Can you like opt in and then say, hey, I'm not playing today? And then maybe, wait a little bit and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there flexibility with that opt-in, or is either you're all in or you're all out?
I think it's a good question. There's compliance parts to it and whatnot.
Okay.
But, I mean, if I was to try and speak on that, I would say if you opted in and then all of a sudden things start taking a turn for the worse, if you tell them you're out, I think you're most likely out.
Yeah, out, yeah.
And from a coaching standpoint, if I have a player that's wishy-washy back and forth, it's probably best that he sits it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to play running up and down the court thinking I don't want to get next to my guy because he might have corona.
Right.
He could get a steal, but like, no,
Right.
I don't want to get that close. So
Right,
go ahead,
right.
you can get that layup.
Right.
Shane,
Right, like no, he just sneezed on the ball. I don't want to touch
I don't want no parts, right.
Shane. So what is like your day to day? When do you guys have to take tests? What's that whole process
yeah.
like?
So in the beginning, when we first got here, we had to split our team into two groups, and the groups could not cross. And so we realized you can take one group, stick them on one half of the court, with the other on the other half, and that was the precaution. Was those guys never touched the same basketball as the guys on the other side of the court, and they never interchanged. And during this time, every 2 weeks, we had to test half of our team. And so normally it was everybody from one group. Then the next time, everybody from the other group test. Now, what they're doing outside of practice, I don't know who's hanging out with who's playing 2K in their dorm room.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Now, you guys have the rapid test, or is it still the one where they touch your like medulla oblongata?
Yeah, we tickle the brain,
Oh my goodness.
and it takes 3 days for those tests to come back. But to this
Wow.
point, our team's been doing the right stuff, and they've been clean and negative on all of
That's
that.
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that, Coach, about the opt-in and between the NCAA and liabilities. And I know there's only so much you can say, so I know you're not going to get into that too much. But it was a thought, as an outsider, we've had many discussions on previous shows as to what kind of liability is going to be, what the NCAA is going to look like. And so it is interesting how you said that, the waivers and whatnot were signed, because I mean, inevitably, there's going to be a situation that comes up where a player is going to contract it, and you're going to have a big issue, I think, years down the road, about, the players wanting to say, I know I signed this, but it was unknown circumstances. So I think it's interesting that there was already like that precautionary being taken by the NCAA just right now, kind of protecting themselves a little bit.
Right. No, I mean, I agree. I agree. We do constantly talk to our team. We aren't really allowed to go full contact right now, and that's based on our school, not necessarily the conference. There is 3 teams in our conference that have played non-conference games because their school's allowing it. Then the rest of us were not playing, but we ask our guys all the time, if we do this right now, if you're not comfortable, step off the court. It's okay. Nobody here is going to blame you.
Right.
So that's just some of the stuff we do.
So you said you guys are still non-contact. So you guys aren't practicing or anything right now, correct?
Yeah, we got shut down because the school split into each semester into 2 semesters each. So really, they took their finals in November, went home for Thanksgiving break, and now they're off until after Christmas.
So you guys, your team's going to be coming back after New Year's, I'm guessing, and then basically you guys are going to be starting from scratch, hopefully, and you still haven't had any type of contact to really even know what your team's about.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what. So we come back January 4th, and we play on the 16th. That gives us 12 days to practice.
Wow.
But you have to have an off day.
So, and that's the funny thing. You come back on the 4th. You know, I'm sure that everyone's got to get tested on the 4th.
They have to prove a negative test before they return.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Because that's what I was gonna say. I was like, you know, you're. I didn't know if like everyone comes back on the 4th, everyone gets tested, and like you can still practice. And then, oh man, 5 days later, we got guys with positive tests or what matters or whatnot. I think one of the biggest challenges that you as a coach and a lot of teams are facing is just, you know, when you're trying to have a season, you're talking about level playing field, like you're talking about other teams already have played games and played non-conference games. You know, you might come back after the break and it'll be your first game of the season, yet another team has played 7 games together, and that chemistry that they've been able to build is just, you can't compare to it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's going to be a learning curve for sure. I mean, in practices towards the end, we could mix and match a little bit more. We stick 5 guys out there. We try and go small. We try and go big, put guys in different positions. But I mean, we did so much offensive work, and we summed it all so they all have it over break that we'll just send it out and they can watch what we got. But I'll tell you what, we got 15 All-Americans on 5-on-0 offense.
Wow.
They're great with no defense, huh?
I tell you,
we
go
went,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Shane. I'm sorry.
We didn't go live, but we did tell our guys, let's go 50% right here and see what we've got on defense. And we run a very, I don't know how much you guys watch of Illinois basketball, but it is a up the line, in line defense where we force guys to go backdoor because you don't practice going backdoor out of your offense. And so that's what we do to other teams. And it's hard to get the rotations down, and we're going to have 12 days to do it. But we kind of threw in a mock defense, and we got scored on by our own team, probably 70-0 in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And that's with your own team knowing what's going on.
I mean, they do, but it's also we rotate a little bit differently than any other team would. And if Marcus wants to clip it up and tell you guys what's going on, he can do that. But yeah, we play a little differently, and we have a lot of transfers on our team. We call ourselves Transfer University just because we've got guys that went to the JUCO National Championship, and now they're at our school. And I mean, high IQ guys pick up what we're doing quickly, and so I'm not overly worried about what's going to happen. I am cautiously optimistic, though.
Yeah, you mentioned like that you had players that went to the JUCO championship but then transferred to you. It's such a interesting thing, and it's a hard thing to do, like, especially at that Division III level with recruiting and competing against other schools. So to be able to draw those players is just a testament to what the program you have at the school there.
And in addition, Shane, I'm wondering, and to you guys, have they, you know, I'm always in creative mode. Have they came out with a mask that you could play in?
I have no idea.
I don't know the
am
answer to
so,
this.
so far behind on all that
So
stuff.
everything I've seen is the workout masks, and everybody's kind of promote those kind of things. But the problem with it is any mask that you wear that's supposed to make it a little more breathable,
Still allowing.
well, it makes it less
Safe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I don't know how you would. I don't know what the answer to that is.
that's probably yeah. So now Shane, you guys not playing man to man. You're doing zone defense because of Corona or no?
I mean, we put a little zone work in early just to show our guys what our zone offense
No
looks
press
like.
coverage.
Right.
This would be my time
Yeah.
to play because Marcus, why aren't you playing defense? I don't want to get too close.
That's right.
to you.
I got my spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's my kind of defense right now.
Word. Zone. That's it. Zone.
Yeah, I've seen the throwback videos of Marcus. I don't
Oh,
remember
my
much
goodness.
defense against UConn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, we all know about that game.
That's
That was
right.
a well-known game. Well-known game. We brought that up in that, well-known. Our star here that we got.
How is the So wait, you're out in Indiana, was it? Okay. How is the how is like the surrounding area, the environment and stuff? Is everybody on board? Randy talks about hashtag do your part. Is everybody doing their part out there, or are you seeing people in establishments with no mask? What's the climate out there?
Are you talking about the school itself, or are you talking about the community around
Well,
us?
the school itself, but also even the surrounding area, because if you have students they're home now, right? But I'm sure when they were on campus, they were going out in the community and stuff like that. So, what's going on in the community though? Is everybody kind of masking up or?
Well, I will say, so as far as the school understands that coronavirus is a real thing.
Okay.
There has not been more than 10 cases on campus at one time, I don't
Oh
believe.
wow.
So we're actually one of the schools that I know that are actually really proactive in avoiding getting it. And if you leave the county, you get quarantined
Oh, straight
by
up.
the school.
Wow.
So that's one thing the school is doing. As far as the surrounding community, it depends where you go. If I go to Walmart, you know who shops at Walmart. And you might have the guys and that stuff, you might not. And it depends on who you are. But the majority of it, I mean, I'm not afraid I'm going to go out into the community and get the virus.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Now, Coach, I just want to switch over real quick and just get your thoughts on some. I understand you're a big Bills fan. That's what I understand.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Okay.
Scott Norwood, right?
That might be a little old for me.
Okay. All right.
We going Jim Kelly?
Okay.
We're going. I was born in 1997.
Oh, you were born in
Oh.
'97.
Oh, damn.
Oh, my goodness.
So then who was the
Oh,
quarterback
goodness.
out there? Who?
So when you were relevant, so
Was
who
Frank
was the
Reich
quarterback?
out there?
No,
Frank
shut
Reich
up,
did.
Frank.
No, Frank Reich did play. I think he did play for the Bills, didn't he?
He was
Yeah, but
behind
he was-
Kelly.
Yeah, but he was.
I want to say when I was born,
Celebrate
it
him.
might have
he's
been-
old.
might have been Frank.
Frank Reich.
Who's
You ever
your
starter?
who's your earliest Bills memory?
Yeah, who's your earliest Bills memory?
Drew Bledsoe got traded.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh, Drew Bledsoe. Okay. Now I know that, like I said, you guys are having a successful season. You have like that quarterback you have out there, but this. What's your thoughts on the way the NFL handled the games this week with the Broncos and specifically with the Ravens and Steelers? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on the Steelers Ravens is the Ravens have a forfeit loss in that game.
Okay.
Because earlier in the season, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but the Bills got pushed to a Tuesday night game
Yes.
on Sunday.
Right.
So they went into the game thinking, let's prepare for the Chiefs. That game's over. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, they have to play the Titans. And they were like, we practiced with two different teams. So I don't agree with the Tuesday night football game. It's Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays, that's it.
Right, and players are creatures of habit, and you never play on Tuesday, and bodies react
Never.
differently. And like I was saying, we were talking about earlier in the show about it fits the agenda. You know, and the agenda of the NFL is, but like even Lamar Jackson, who's positive, he's not playing. You know, and it's, then you have the team like the Broncos that were kind of forced to play today with not even an active quarterback on the roster.
And that, in terms of the Broncos, I think that's their fault. Because during the game, an article came out that said they weren't doing their jobs and they weren't wearing masks when they were together.
Oh, okay, so that's some
That's all
developing news. Okay.
And I agree with you, Shane. I agree with you on that. But why is it okay to move the Steelers Ravens games, but we can't move the Broncos game?
Should a team benefit from getting an extra day of rest because they had their players get corona?
Well, that's what the Ravens did, right?
That's why I'm saying their game should be canceled.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean they got multiple days because they were supposed to play. They're supposed to be the Thanksgiving Day game. And
I mean, they don't even have their good team playing. They're going to play the B squad.
yeah, they're going to play the B squad. They're going to play the Steelers, and look, and it's an ongoing thing right now with the virus all over, whether it's at the JUCO level, whether at the college level, at the NFL level. I mean, I even just bring up, and I don't know if you heard about this, Coach, but I wanted to bring this up during the show that out in Arizona there was a huge soccer tournament being held with over 50 teams from all different states coming to play, and it was like now what who and it was like they were asking people in Arizona, like, what are your thoughts? And the government there, and they're like, well, we are frowning upon it. Like, no, intervene and shut that shit down now. Because we're talking about spreading all over the place. You're talking about players and teams from 40 different states. You're just adding fuel to the fire.
What level is that?
No, that was just
It's a youth.
yeah, it was like
It's
a youth tournament.
soccer tournament. I believe. I believe, Rand. I think I saw it was 500 teams.
Yeah, 500 teams
From
exactly.
all across, from
Wow.
all
Yeah.
over different states, all
Yeah.
over. It's like one of the
Wow.
biggest, one of the biggest soccer tournaments in the country. That probably happens every year, but sometimes you just can't do it.
No, and that's the thing. And then you have some people like that. And, Coach, I'm sure, everyone has their own thoughts. But, we're looking at, every different level. We're talking about them. Hashtag do your part is what we've been saying on the show for a long time. But it's at every level, we have people just saying, nah, I'm not going to do my part. And that's why we're still in a predicament that we're in that continues to just get worse.
Yeah, I think if we can't figure out high school sports, I mean, I don't know. Marcus can speak about what's going on with New Jersey and basketball, but the state just to my west, Illinois, canceled for the whole high school season for basketball.
Wow.
And in Indiana, they're barely allowing parents to go watch their kids play. So I don't know why we're traveling
Wow.
across the country.
Right, exactly. Because, people will say, I'm still going to do what I want to do, and you can't stop me. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people like that in this world, and it's challenging. And, like I said, I give, a lot of credit to you, Coach, for trying to, manage this. Because on top of this, too, like I said, you're not just a coach, you're a friend to your athletes. You're, somebody they look to for guidance. And, when we're all sitting here navigating this on our own, it's kind of hard for you to be like, well, because I'm sure, I'm sure you've had players come to you and ask your opinion, like, Coach, what should I do? And this is unprecedented time. So it's like, you don't really know kind of how to respond and how to handle it.
Oh yeah, one of our senior leaders. I mean, he's a crucial part of everything that we do. I mean, he's a great player. He's one of the top players in this league. And early on, he was even like, Coach, am I going to get enough film where I can go play overseas and stuff like that? And so, I mean, I feel for all the seniors around the country, college and high school, just because, I mean, recruiting's tough because with these blanket waivers that the NCAA sent out, you might have a 5-star basketball player at the Division I level that he's still going to stay at college for one more year, and that takes up a scholarship.
Yep. This is a tough time to be coming
So
out.
there's a lot.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I know, and a lot of the scholarships are being cut back, like you said, because of different reasons. It's a very hard thing to do. It's very hard to navigate, like I said, at any level, but Coach, Again, we appreciate you. Is there any final thoughts, Jay or Coach, that you want to?
I do want to ask you a question, Shane. How did you become a Bills fan? That's that's not like we talked on here like one of the I don't want to say foundational teams, but one of those type of big teams. How did you become like a Buffalo's Bills fan?
I mean, first and foremost, I was born in Amherst, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo.
Oh, no
Okay.
doubt. Okay, New
Okay.
Yorker. Okay, I knew. Yo, listen, I knew I liked you, Shane.
That's about you.
I know I
guys
liked
can't
you,
know.
Shane.
Okay, I'm gonna answer Shane. Listen, Shane, I'm
I
gonna
liked
ask
you.
Shane, I'm gonna ask you a question. Since you were born in New York, you understand the New York mind frame, right? So, about
That may not be fair though.
Hold
'cause,
on.
I mean, because Buffalo is
okay.
Raiders, though. I'm
Well,
just
listen,
saying.
listen. I'm gonna ask you this because now I know you. So Jay, he always likes to say that he'll root for the New York teams and he'll pull for all the New York teams. So isn't it a violation? Don't you think you have to make an affiliation to two of the New York teams? You can't be like, I'm an Islanders and a Rangers fan, and I'm a Knicks and a Nets fan. You gotta make an affiliation. What's your thoughts on that?
It is one or the other.
Thank you.
Put down the middle.
Thank you.
He's from Buffalo though.
Okay, so he's not. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, I'm just
Wait a
saying.
minute.
No,
Three sentences ago, he was a New
no.
Yorker.
You said the
Three
New
sentences-
York
Right,
like
he was a
state
New
of
Yorker
mind. I
2
mean,
seconds ago.
I'm not. You said the New York state of mind. I'm just saying he is from Buffalo's
Shane.
up there.
So do you,
Shane,
do you-
so go ahead,
do you-
Coach, go ahead.
Jay, do you are the Bills part of your?
They are. If no, but they're at the
Oh,
bottom.
wait a minute, that's the first
They're
time
at
I
the
heard
bottom.
that.
No, they're at the bottom. If the Bills are in the playoffs and they're playing, say, what, the Patriots? I'm going for the Bills.
Well, everyone in America.
Oh
except
no.
the
Okay,
Patriots
let's
is
say
going
if
for
the Bills are playing.
Buffalo's versus the
Let's say the
Chiefs.
Bill. I'm going for the Bills.
See,
Because of
Shane.
New York.
See, Shane.
Yes,
we wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Listen, it's allegiance.
So do you think? Do you think Jay's in a violation by saying he just roots for everyone from New York?
No. See, you're changing
I didn't ask you, I
No,
asked
but,
Shane.
but you're changing my language,
Well,
though.
I know,
You,
well,
you said I know. You said I know to changing my language, though. It's not you. You can't change my language,
I'm just
though.
saying. I mean, Shane, wait? Listen, is he violating the New York protocol?
It all depends on this right here. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Do the Giants and the Jets belong to the New York title?
Wait, say that one time.
So there's the New
Because
York
they play
Giants
in the
and the New York
Meadowlands.
Jets.
Right.
Do they belong with the New York title, even though they're playing New Jersey?
Absolutely, because what we did what you seen Debo do. I don't know if you seen Friday. That might be a little older for you. But what he said is my bike pump. So we came into Jersey and said, yo, listen, give us this damn stadium. It's our stadium. We're gonna call it New York. That's what we're gonna
So
do.
how does that impact overall, though, Shane?
I mean, you got to pick between the Yankees and the Mets. It's the Subway
Thank
Series
you.
for a reason.
Thank you.
No.
We appreciate you, Shane. I knew I liked you too, man. I appreciate
No,
you.
listen. Here's my language, saying just to be correct. I am a Yankee fan, but I will also root for the Mets if they're playing anybody else.
But that's not allowed.
No, listen.
Can't do that.
No, you can't do it because you only got one
No,
scrubby team.
because
You
everybody
can't-
who are
no,
true
you can't
fans,
do that.
you will never have
No,
a Yankee fan tell you they're a Met fan if they're a true Yankee fan.
You're a solo.
No,
You're a
no
soloist.
Ranger fan is gonna root for the Islanders. No Jets fan is gonna root for the Giants. That's the way it works.
Yeah, it's all right, Shane. Listen, so
It's either Duke,
Thank you.
it's Duke or North Carolina. You don't get to pick.
Ooh!
That's a good comparison.
Woo!
no, actually,
Shane
that's
fire.
a great comparison.
That's a
That's a
good
great
comparison.
comparison because you know what? I would put money to it that if Duke is out of it and you're a Duke fan, but North Carolina's in it and then playing the championship,
Are you
they
kidding me?
are rooting
Are you
for
kidding me?
North
Are
Are
Carolina.
you kidding me right now?
Yo, I'm telling you,
No, it's
the
like-
pride goes with
That's
the
Syracuse,
city.
UConn.
It go with the
Okay,
town.
so is you? Are you
way.
rooting for
It
UConn?
go. Well, wait a minute.
No,
Listen,
you root for
I mean,
UConn?
listen. Let me.
North Carolina. Hold on, Duke, North Carolina. It's
They would
similar.
rather North Carolina.
It's
drop
like
dead.
this. It's like I either want Duke to win or whoever's playing North Carolina to win.
Yes, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Coach. Listen,
Well,
Sean, that
I will
was-
say this. I will
Shane.
say that's a great comparison, Shane. And it's actually sad that there are other states out there that don't have that uniformity and that loyalty
No, that's-
towards their
so
teams.
listen,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
listen.
And let the record show. Let the record show that clearly you guys don't really have a team. Shane, you got a team because you from New York, Ellsworth. But New Jersey don't really got no team.
That is true.
Right. That
Okay,
is true.
so I didn't want to pull that trump card, but you know, I feel like I had
No,
to
because you just
because
defended yourself.
because
but
you
know you're wrong.
really
You know
should be
you're wrong.
rooting for your both should be rooting for the Jets and the Giants.
No.
First of all, you
Well,
can't,
what's their
you can't
name?
root for both.
What's their name? The New York Football Giants.
That play in
New York
Jersey.
Jets.
That play in Jersey.
So we don't have a team. So what's
They
closest
play
to
in
us?
North Jersey.
What's
Let's
close
not
to
get
us?
to North Jersey, South Jersey.
Yeah. That's
That's
what's
like
closest to
that's
us.
like a whole other
Philadelphia.
world.
Philadelphia.
Oh,
You're
okay.
wrong. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Shane, listen, we appreciate you joining
Go
us.
New
man.
York, Shane.
And
Go
listen,
New York.
listen, good luck to your
I'm rooting
team.
for Buffalo.
Listen, Shane, we appreciate you joining us, man, and good luck to your boys. And,
Good luck,
and
Shane.
I hope that you guys do get your season in, and we'd love to have you back in, check in on how your season's going. And once again, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on. And I mean, I watch when I can, and you guys are entertaining. That's all I got.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks,
you.
man. Appreciate it. Listen, you know, like I said, just spread the word. Spread the word.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Let's give Shane a shout out, though.
All
Let's
right.
give him a little round of applause here, man.
Listen, for all our Let's Get It listeners, listen, we are going to have a poll up there this week, and we
What
want
needs to
all your thoughts about, is it okay if you were a Duke fan to root for UNC or vice versa?
That's not even close.
I like the
I don't-
language. I like the see. It depends. See, language is everything. You changed my language, and you said I
changed your
know.
language.
No, you did change my
Changed
language. But see, I
I've
would
never,
say,
you say, as
it-
long as I've known you, you've said, I'm a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New
So
Yorker.
nobody says,
we
I'm
rep
a North
New York.
Carolina. You're either a Duke fan or a UNC fan.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a sad. It's really sad that other people don't really like love their territory and state like that. But I mean, I'm just saying though, like listen, anywhere you go, a New Yorker could be in Florida
The New
or
York-
be
listen,
anywhere.
the
As long as they hit, New York, you from New York?
The
Oh,
Red
okay,
Sox
all right,
could
boom,
move
boom,
to
you know
New
what I
York, and no Yankee fan is going to root for the Red Sox.
mean? If they become the New York Red
No
Sox,
Yankee fan will root for the Red Sox, even if they
I'm
change their
telling
name
you,
to New
it's-
York Red Sox.
It transcends
No.
more than just a team. It's an area. Think about how we were when and rest in peace to everybody that was ever affected out there by 9/11. Think about how everybody came together.
totally different.
No, but I'm
What are you
saying
doing,
though.
man? That's about you.
No,
can't
no,
be-
I was a Yankee
I
fan
rooted
at that
for the
time.
Yankees in 2001
Why?
because 9/11.
Because that was a country thing.
Right.
Okay,
Everybody wanted to
so
see the
wait a
Yankees.
minute. So okay.
When you had the flag
They-
up there,
listen,
the World
listen,
Series
they
game?
step right up into my thing. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you're wrong.
No.
And
You
it's
see, you have
attacked.
to understand my style. I'm throwing set up questions because I know how you're going to answer it, and then I'm going to switch a room. Now,
No.
you just said it was a what?
That's
It
like
was
some
it-
a country
it-
thing.
good stuff. You said it was what?
That was a country.
Oh, country thing. So what you're saying that it was okay at that time to unify for a country? It's the same thing with
No, it's
New
not.
York.
No,
Listen, it's
it's
the same
not.
thing. It's the same unity.
Okay, so
we
you're telling me
unified
you're-
for New York.
You're going to compare.
Ask New Yorkers.
You're
I'm not
gonna-
gonna lie.
Okay,
Ask New
listen, I'm going to
Yorkers.
put that. Okay, so that's going to
Put
be
it
our
out
poll.
there.
Our new poll is going to be anyone who is a New York fan.
Are you Yankees, Mets, or you just Yankees?
Are you allowed to root for all New York teams, or do you have to make an affiliation?
I
to
like it.
Okay,
I like the question.
That will
I
be the
love it.
affiliation.
I love it.
Because
you'll have New York Knicks fans that'll root for the Brooklyn Nets. If
Knicks.
How can you do that when they're in the same division? How do
no,
you do
listen,
that?
what I'm saying,
my
if the
biggest
Knicks are out of it and it's just the Brooklyn Nets, every New Yorker's gonna get behind
But
the Nets.
no New Yorker is going to get.
Well,
if you're a Yankee fan, go ahead.
wait a minute.
If you're a Yankee fan, you don't want to see the Mets
Well,
win.
here's the
World
number
Series.
one question, Randall. Are you from New York?
No.
Then what are
He
you
hit
talking
him
about?
with the rant.
Yeah, that's because I'm getting to him. I'm getting to him. No, because
You know what I'm saying?
when I'm
No,
getting to him,
I'm telling you.
Like Jose Randall, because I'm getting to him. I'm
No.
breaking him down.
Listen, I'm telling you how it is for it. I'm a New Yorker. I can tell you about
I'm telling you that you're wrong. I'll call up Stephen A. Smith
Call him up.
and see if he responds.
Listen,
Don't DM him.
the only one that I will say, and the one that gets kind of like the aftermath is Buffalo. They do. Because Buffalo is like, they don't really, we don't, it's Buffalo. And that's kind of sort of like that North Jersey, South
For
Jersey
sure.
thing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
It's
Buffalo,
a different world.
it's a
It is.
different So that's what I'm saying.
5
Like,
hours outside of, you know.
yeah, it wasn't fair to ask, you know what I'm saying,
No, I-
that question. You know what I'm saying?
But
For
he
Shane,
still,
you know what
but I mean, he brought up a great point. The point is, if you're with New York fans, we're going to bring it up on it, you know, and we're going to have that up this week. Get the thoughts, and we'll
I call
listen,
listen, I can get a New York fan on the phone
listen,
now.
we'll
you know what I'm saying?
We'll
Please.
pick back up on it next week because I
Okay.
love that debate. I
All
love
right.
that debate. Like I
All right.
said.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna get to.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it be known, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get my cousin. Okay.
I don't listen.
I'm gonna get my
bring in
cousin.
the cousin.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but we're
and
still-
he gonna break it down. You
We're
know
going
what
to
I
get
mean?
listen. Listen. I know that. You know, breaking it down. I don't know. Listen.
I got you.
Just to throw a comment we got here.
Okay.
Randy and Marcus, you both need to tell your boy to lose the Yankees cap.
Oh, well, he's a
Oh.
Phillies fan.
Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's okay.
Listen. It happened to me at Rainbow and Flanagan. He said, "Oh man, have a good day, sir." I said, "Ah, you too, bro." He said, "But damn, you got a Yankee fan? You got a Yankee?"
You know what, though?
I said, "Yo, listen."
Here's-
I said, "Hold on." I said, "Yo, listen. You're a Phillies fan." He said, "How'd you know?" I said, "Yo, because most Phillies fans say
Here's
that."
the thing, though.
But then I asked
I
him.
can respect the Yankee hat.
Can you really?
I can respect it because I mean, as a baseball guy, that is an all-timer.
Did you get one
I don't-
during 9/11?
No, but I wanted to see the Yankees win.
Okay, all right, you did.
I only
Yeah.
respect it because you're from New York.
You know,
Okay.
right?
From New
You know,
York.
I know
I don't
exactly.
respect it.
I mean, I do. You know,
Okay.
I listen.
respect it.
Look,
Gotta be from New
I
York.
talk about it all the time. Derek Jeter, my favorite non-Philly of all time.
Well,
So,
right.
absolutely. You know,
But
but
Andy Pettit though.
no, I'm just talking about.
I'm saying about Andy Pettit though, right? He's good, right?
Andy Pettit was. I don't like Andy Pettit's demeanor. I didn't like Andy. I like Mariano. I like Derek. I like Bernie.
Okay.
You know, I didn't like. I like Paul
Paul Neal.
Posada was the
Posada, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Come on.
Posada was the
Come
bad boy.
on. Come on. And how much was he paid though?
He got paid.
What the hell?
I didn't get paid like Rhea Muto.
Well, nobody gets paid like
Shut
that
up,
now.
man.
Like,
It's like-
none of these guys.
All right,
get
listen.
You
paid
know what I'm
like that.
saying?
Listen, I want to listen. Listen. You know what? We got a couple of things we're going to get to. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. I want to get into that Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight.
Oh,
man.
You know, because that was interesting. Get your thoughts on that. We'll get our final thoughts. You're watching Let's Get It. We're back in just a few minutes.